Hola clase, today I'm going to talk to you about Forum Tres, un viaje. Un viaje, of course, means a trip. So remember, when you look at this, you may notice that the dates are a little different than your dates, or this may be from a different class section, but the instructions are pretty much the same. Make sure that you do read through your instructions in your particular Moodle class, but this should give you a general overview of what you should be doing, and also I'll show you my example for this post, okay? So like I said, un viaje means a trip, and of course your initial post will be due this week. The response post will be due the following week as usual. So let's talk about what you need to include in these posts. The first one, for your initial post, you're going to post an image of a place you would like to travel. Okay, and you're going to pretend that you're going to take a vacation to this place in the future, which means that you're going to be using your ear constructions. So make sure that you're using those properly. So first of all, you're going to post that image, and then you're going to tell where you're going, right? So you're going to say, I'm going to this particular place. It can be super specific, or it doesn't have to be specific at all. So you could say, well, I'm going to, you could even do a city, Myrtle Beach, Carolina del Sur, okay? Or you could just say, voy a la playa, like I'm going to the beach. Maybe you don't have a specific one. Or you could talk about, a country. So it can be as specific or non-specific as you'd like. Okay, so the next thing that you're going to do is talk about when you're going. Again, super specific. I'm going in a week. I'm going in a month. You could give the particular month. You could give a season. You could say, 2 years from now, something like that. You're going to talk about what the weather will be like when you're there. Okay, so you just get to guess, of course. Remember, the weather was way back in our capítulo preliminar. There might be a couple things interspersed, but that was where we got our main stuff about weather, or the introductory about weather. You're going to tell what you will eat, which comes from this chapter, capítulo 3, and you're going to finally tell what you will do. Okay, so that's going to be 6 sentences total. It looks like there's just 5 topics. Sorry guys, Coco sees a squirrel, so she's aggravated with it. She's clawing the window, okay? And then the next thing you're going to do is ask 2 questions of your readers. So you could think about things like, on your trip, are you going to eat tacos too? Because maybe you said you're going to eat tacos, okay? Do you like to go to the beach too? Something like that. But it's just something that you are going to ask your classmate. And then in the second post, you're going to respond to another classmate. You're going to respond to their 2 questions on their post, not your post. You're not going to respond to your own questions. You're going to go to someone else's and say, if they asked you, are you going to eat tacos too? Well, maybe you're not going to eat tacos. So you're going to say, no, I'm not going to. Of course, this is going to be in Spanish. And, or they say, do you like to travel to the beach? Yes, I'd like to travel to the beach. Again, no picture required, just answering 2 questions. Okay, so I'm going to show you my post, which is Viaje a Argentina. Okay? And so I put a picture here. This is in Argentina, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. So I put voy a Argentina, right? I'm going to Argentina. Voy en diciembre. I'm going in diciembre, in December, because diciembre is verano en Argentina, right? Remember, verano is summer, right? And since Argentina is in the southern hemisphere, their seasons are exactly opposite of ours, just like Australia, right? So Australia, in December, it's going to be summer. For example, one of the big holidays we think about in December is Christmas. So their Christmases are really sunny, right? So it's kind of interesting, sunny and warm and hot. And whereas we typically think of Christmas, no matter where you live, I think we have this idea of Christmas as being snowy and wintertime being snowy. And a lot of people don't even grow up someplace with snow, but that's what they're thinking about because, that's in winter for us. But in Argentina, it's summer. Okay, so then I am talking about the weather. So I said, va a hacer sol y buen tiempo, right? Remember, we use hacer with certain expressions related to weather. Hacer sol means it's going to be sunny, right? This va a. And then here, because it also uses hacer, I just added on the buen tiempo. It's going to be good weather. So la comida was our next one. What am I gonna eat? Voy a comer mucha carne. I'm gonna eat a lot of meat. And the reason I put that, because you're like, well, that's kind of a weird thing to put, but Argentina is very famous for its cattle production, and one of the things you always hear about is basically Argentina and meat. Barbecues and stuff like that. So that's why I put that there. This is more of a cultural reference. Voy a comer mucha carne. But again, this is that thing if you were saying tacos, voy a comer tacos. Be very careful though where you're eating these tacos at, because some of these places, that's not their typical food, okay? So next, what am I going to do there? And so I did 2 sentences about this because I needed 6 sentences total. And you can decide where you want to put your extra sentence. Like I could have said, va a ser sol, period, va a ser buen tiempo, and then only had one thing I wanted to do. But I put 2 things. So voy a visitar las cataratas de Iguazú, which are right here. These are the waterfalls of Iguazú, and they're on the border of Argentina. And there's another country, I want to say Paraguay, but I could be totally off, where the other, what the other side is, but this is the view from Argentina. And I also said, también voy a comprar muchos libros en el Ateneo Gran Splendid, okay? And this is, I'm going to buy a lot of books at this particular bookstore. And you might be like, well, why did you pick this? Well, I attached a little thing here, the best things to do in Argentina. There's like a list of 10 or so, I think. And it shows you El Ateneo Gran Splendid, which is a very interesting bookstore that's inside an old theater. And when you look at it, it's just amazing. So go take a look at that. It won't take you too long, and you'll learn a little bit more about Argentina, some of the basic things there. Okay, I also included my 2 questions. So I might say, these were my questions. You don't have to come up with the same ones that I did. But I asked, ¿vas a ir de viaje en diciembre también? Right? Are you going to go on a trip in December also? And then I asked, ¿te gustan las cataratas? Do you like waterfalls? Right? And so, you know, again, if these were questions that someone else wrote for the follow-up post, then I could say, no voy a ir en diciembre. No voy a ir de viaje en diciembre. And then I might say, sí, me gustan las cataratas. Okay, so there you go. That would be your follow-up post, is actually replying to someone else's post. Okay, so clase, that's a little bit about Argentina. I hope you enjoyed looking at this picture and hearing Coco bark at squirrels through the window and try to claw out the window. I hope that wasn't too distracting, but I hope at least you got an idea of what you need to do for this follow-up post. Okay, clase. As usual, have any questions, let me know. Hasta luego.